So yeah, I didn't really support the team because like my father also was a person who liked to watch football and not being someone who support specific one. So yeah, I was just a fan of football.
I mean, did you used to go to many of teammates of what to expect?
No, I think the Greek people they are really passionate with football and the atmosphere in every stadium is amazing. So tomorrow again, I think it's gonna be it's gonna be really good.
If there's
Yeah, I mean, as you saw last week, last game of Olympiacos, there was some of these things that you said, but in European football, I don't think that they really do the same things because it's different game, you know, and they are more they respect more, I think, the opponents. Maybe yes. The first month was difficult, but yeah, I was able to adapt after a bit, so was good change of my career.
And it was Arsene Wenger, though.
No, it was good for me to meet first Arsene Wenger, Mr. Arsene Wenger, because he helped me a lot to adapt, as I said, to the team and being part of the club at that moment. So
Did you always?
yeah, for sure, was a target to come back, and I'm really glad to being part of West Ham.
Yeah, I can just ask you again about the crowd. Do you think silencing the crowd is going to be vital because they've got so much passion, and if the home team get into the game, they can really push them on?
No, as I said, the atmosphere in Greek stadiums are amazing, and they are always passionate with football. Yeah, but I think we have also our supporters tomorrow, and I think it's gonna be good for us to have them because they can give us more energy as well and push us more. No, I mean the West Ham was also the winner of Conference League as well, and the club has big history, so I didn't have to think a lot about it. I was really happy when I had the offer, and I said directly yes.
And in terms of David Moyes, how have you found working with him so far?
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good to be part of his team, and yeah, we try, and he tries to help me. He tries to help me a lot. Also, the coaching stuff. So I'm feeling good.
I think we're about 2 hours away from your boyhood club. I think it's pronounced Apollon.
Yeah.
Apollon. Talk me through your memories of playing for them.
No, this was my team in a really young age. I was not professional there, but yeah, I was there. I think from 6 to 18 years old. So I spent a lot of time there, and was next to my homes as well. So yeah, they helped me a lot to grow.
What do you like about them?
So yes, they have good individual players, and they are really good in the counter attack, and they have some points that we have to take care of. Yeah, so I think there's gonna be a tough game tomorrow.
How do you expect to impose yourselves on them? One thing their coach mentioned.
So we always follow the plan of the coach, and as you said, we have a really good and tall team, as you say, and yeah, the set pieces are one of the parts of the game that we want to make goals, and as we showed this in a couple of games that we can do this, and this is gonna be, I think, one of our parts that we can make goal.
Θα ήθελα να πω
So for the game against Aston Villa was of course a result that we didn't want to, and was a bad day, I can say. But because the plan of English team is really busy, I think after the game you just forget about it and you are focused to the next one. So this is what we did, and we are already focused to the game, to the tomorrow game. So yes, we are well prepared, and we are here to give our best. And about myself, yeah, for sure, it's a good feeling, and it's a good feeling to be back at home. But when the referee whistle the game is as always a game with every team. You know, it doesn't matter if this is Greek team or a team from different country.
σε,
For TV reasons to have an answer in Greek from the player is possible. It's okay.
Yeah, okay, one more question.
Τσος Πασχαλάκης, thank you.
So yes, I think that if I'm not wrong, the last game was against Olympiacos that I played here for Greek team, and yeah, it's always good to come back here and play against Olympiacos for now, and yeah, it's good feeling, as I said before.
Για το γεγονός αν συζητήσετε με το Ρέτσο και τον Πασχαλάκη.
Yeah. And yeah, I spoke already with my teammates from national team because I have really good relationship with them, and I'm looking forward to play against them tomorrow.
Thank you, everyone. We'll call it there.
The last
We've
answer to have it in Greek is for our TV is possible?
repeat the same question,
Yeah, just
In
to have
Greek.
it for
Okay.
our TV.
if you're happy to.
It's okay with you.
Yeah, for sure. Νομίζω ναι, το τελευταίο παιχνίδι που έπαιξα σε συλλογικό επίπεδο με ελληνική ομάδα ήταν απέναντι στον Ολυμπιακό και είναι ιδιαίτερο συναίσθημα να έρχομαι πάλι εδώ και να παίζω. Και φυσικά έχω έρθει σε επικοινωνία με τους συμπαίκτες μου της εθνικής ομάδας γιατί έχω πολύ καλή σχέση με όλα τα παιδιά από εκεί. Οπότε ναι, έχω μιλήσει και με τα παιδιά.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Elections, obviously, on a man you worked with for a long time.
Incredibly sad news. Wonderful man. Gave me a big opportunity in my career. Took me when I was a young manager from the lower leagues and gave me a job in the Premier League. Brilliantly supportive. I couldn't have had a better chairman. As a young coach, when I look at modern football nowadays and how difficult it is for many young managers to make their way, Bill Kenwright was great to work with. Great times, over 11 years with him, and you know, we had some successful moments. So he'll be sadly missed, and you know, to the whole family, they know how I feel, and really disappointed that Bill's left.
Καταρχάς, να πω ότι είναι πάρα πολύ στενάχωρο αυτό το γεγονός. Έφυγε ένας άνθρωπος με τον οποίο είχα την τύχη να πρωτοσυνεργαστώ, μια εξαιρετική προσωπικότητα, ένας πρόεδρος μιας ομάδας, ο οποίος μου έδωσε την ευκαιρία να μπορέσω και εγώ να κοουτσάρω και να εργαστώ σε μια ομάδα. Είχαμε πολλές επιτυχίες μαζί. Θερμά συλληπιτήρια στους οικείους του.
Sorry, that was so long.
So that's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
In terms of team news for tomorrow, has everyone travelled who's available?
Yeah, the only one who's not travelled is Vladimir Kufal. So he just was a bit tight, so I left him at home.
Cresswell and Johnson here.
They're both here, yes. Yeah.
Are they ready to play? Or?
Yeah, well, I think as I said, Johnson's probably a little bit further ahead of Cressy at the moment, but yeah, if required, they're both ready to play. Yeah.
Σε ό,τι έχει να κάνει με το αν έχει έρθει ομάδα πλήρης, η ομάδα έχει έρθει σχεδόν πλήρης. Ο Κούφελ μόνος που ταξίδεψε. Ο Τζόνσον και ο Κρέσβελ είναι μαζί μας. Θα δούμε αν θα τους χρησιμοποιήσουμε αναλόγως του αγώνα αύριο.
Hi David. This is an atmosphere that's renowned around Europe, around the world. You've managed here with a team before. Just what's it like being a manager on that touchline when you can see the fans and the...
Oh, they've got great support here. Fantastic enthusiasm, and it's great, isn't it? Coming to a football city, which the football really matters. That's what you want. You want the passion, you want the atmosphere, but we also want good behaviour from our supporters and from Olympiacos supporters. It's a game, and we know it's really passionate, but it's really important that everybody works well together and we end up having a good night.
There were a few security concerns.
Θα ήθελα να πω ότι όσον αφορά την ατμόσφαιρα που θα αντιμετωπίσουμε αύριο, σίγουρα είναι μια πολύ όμορφη ατμόσφαιρα. Οι οπαδοί είναι πραγματικά ενθουσιώδεις εδώ στην Ελλάδα. Θα υποστηρίξουν ενθέρμως την ομάδα τους. Υπάρχει ενθουσιασμός. Ας μην ξεχνάμε ότι όλοι αγαπάμε το ποδόσφαιρο. Οπότε περιμένω μια αγαστή και πάρα πολύ καλή επικοινωνία και συμπεριφορά τόσο από τους δικούς μας οπαδούς όσο και από τους οπαδούς του Ολυμπιακού. Ξαναλέω, μην ξεχνάμε, είμαστε εδώ για να παίξουμε ένα παιχνίδι και τίποτα παραπάνω.
There were a few security concerns, especially in Olympiacos' last home game had to be abandoned. Are you in any way concerned about your players' own safety? I know your family sometimes come and watch these games, worried about their safety as well.
Well, I think all we want is a good football game, and I said it's great that you have passionate supporters, but to be a passionate supporter, you have to be a good supporter as well. You're not helping your club, and that includes our supporters as well. So we know. So you have to be passionate, you have to be enthusiastic, support your team well, but you're not doing your club any favours if you're getting bans or stadium bans or your team getting thrown out of Europe, for example. So you have to be well behaved, and we want the supporters to be that.
Σε ό,τι έχει να κάνει με το γεγονός ότι διακόπη ο ποδοσφαιρικός αγώνας μεταξύ Ολυμπιακού και Παναθηναϊκού, δεν με ανησυχεί υπό την έννοια ότι εμείς ήρθαμε εδώ και είμαι σίγουρος ότι το ίδιο ισχύει και τους παίκτες του Ολυμπιακού αλλά και τους οπαδούς του Ολυμπιακού για να παίξουμε ένα πάρα πολύ καλό αγώνα. Το κοινό των φιλάθλων του Ολυμπιακού είναι παθιασμένο, αγαπάει την ομάδα του, είναι ένα ενθουσιώδες κοινό. Σε καμία περίπτωση δεν περιμένω οποιαδήποτε συμπεριφορά η οποία ουσιαστικά θα μπορέσει να θίξει την όποια πορεία του Ολυμπιακού στη συνέχεια με την οποιαδήποτε τιμωρία. Οπότε είμαι σίγουρος ότι θα απολαύσουμε ένα πάρα πολύ ωραίο αγώνα.
Just do you recall back when you played here with Manchester United back in 14 how important the crowd were for their performance, how it got them going into the game, and it had an impact on the game at all?
It did. It was a really big night. It was probably one of my most disappointing nights, but it ended up being one of my biggest best results when we won 3-0 at Old Trafford. So everybody knows, you know, coming to Athens to play any of the teams here can be tough games, and Olympiacos is a really tough game. They're a serial team in European football for many years, sometimes the Champions League, sometimes the Europa League. And they've had lots of, the football club itself has had lots of experience of European football.
Is it possible to quieten the crowd, or have you just got to live with it?
No, I think you just have to embrace it and enjoy it. And as I said, you know, if you're a football man, you want big atmospheres.
Σε ό,τι έχει να κάνει λοιπόν με γενικότερα την σχέση με το κοινό, θα πω ότι όντως, όπως ρωτήθηκα, το 2014 όταν ήμουν στη Manchester United είχαμε πραγματικά ένα εκπληκτικό αγώνα που κερδίσαμε 3-0 στο Old Trafford. Παρά τις δυσκολίες της τότε βραδιάς, όλα είχαν πάει υπέροχα. Σε κάθε περίπτωση θα πω ότι ο Ολυμπιακός ήταν μια πάρα πολύ σοβαρή ομάδα. Μια ομάδα η οποία είναι εξαιρετικά έμπειρη, παίζοντας είτε στο Champions League είτε παίζοντας στο Europa League. Το κοινό θα είναι ενθουσιώδες, θα είναι ένθερμο, αλλά σε καμία περίπτωση αυτό δεν θα επηρεάσει τον τρόπο με τον οποίο θα διεξαχθεί ο αγώνας. Θα είναι ένας πάρα πολύ όμορφος αγώνας.
I'm going to test your memory. What is the craziest atmosphere you've experienced as a player or a manager?
You are testing me now to give you. I actually think that the atmospheres in recent seasons have been really big. But the more I go back, I was a young player. I played for Celtic against Juventus. I think probably playing over in Turin was probably the biggest atmosphere I can remember. Probably.
Is that firecrackers, fireworks?
Yeah, I think just the atmosphere in the level of the game as well. I think football throughout Europe at the moment. I mean, we've been in Belgium, we've been in Denmark, and I think everywhere we've found the atmospheres. Strangely, they're a bit different from the Premier League. We've got really big supports but I think the atmosphere in Europe at the moment is very big. Even in Holland, you can see the level of the way they support their teams.
Σε ό,τι έχει να κάνει με το που έχω βιώσει την πιο έντονη ατμόσφαιρα σε γήπεδο, θα πω ότι μου είναι πάρα πολύ δύσκολο να θυμηθώ υπό την έννοια ότι πια βλέπω ότι σε όλες τις ευρωπαϊκές χώρες, τα περισσότερα κλαμπ, περισσότερες ομάδες έχουν πολύ ένθερμους υποστηρικτές και οπαδούς. Τώρα, αν πάω πίσω στον χρόνο, θα θυμηθώ ίσως έναν αγώνα που είχα παίξει ως παίκτης στη Celtic εναντίον Juventus. Είτε στο Βέλγιο είτε στη Δανία, οπουδήποτε και να είσαι, βλέπεις ότι πλέον οι οπαδοί είναι πάρα πολύ ένθερμοι και αυτό είναι πάρα πολύ όμορφο. Στην Premier League έχουμε μια διαφορετική αντιμετώπιση. Βλέπουμε τι γίνεται πλέον στα γήπεδα της Ολλανδίας. Δεν με απασχολεί, δεν με νοιάζει. Είναι πολύ όμορφο να βλέπεις οπαδούς να αγαπάνε την ομάδα τους.
I should have probably said Celtic Rangers games as well.
Last couple in, yes, one.
Welcome, Mr. Είστε ο νικητής και εσείς και η ομάδα σας του Conference League πριν από λίγους μήνες στην Πράγα, στο τελικό με τη Φιωρεντίνα. Η ομάδα έχει, ας πούμε έτσι, το επόμενο βήμα, ο επόμενος στόχος είναι να κατακτήσει το Europa League. Δηλαδή αυτή η εμπειρία από την περσινή κατάκτηση του Conference της έχει δώσει περισσότερα εφόδια και προσωπικά στον ίδιο που είναι ένας καταξιωμένος προπονητής και για τη δική του προσωπική, ας το πούμε έτσι, τροπαιοθήκη για να κατακτήσει αυτό το τρόπαιο.
So, welcome, manager. So, capitalizing on last year's wins of Conference League, is it this your next step in your career and your clubs also? I mean, do you want to win the Europa League? I guess that you have the know-how, you have the knowledge, you have the appropriate tools, you have the players. So, is it something you want to add to your personal trophies?
Yes, please.
Με τα μεγάλης χαράς.
We've actually had 2 very good years in Europe, but for West Ham it's something we've not had it regular. We're not like Olympiacos serially in Europe every season, but the last 2 years we've done really well. We've got to a semi-final and a final. Semi-final of the Europa League and then the final of the Conference League last year. So I hope it's a wee bit of a lucky charm, European football for me, and we can keep it going. We've had a good run, and I want to try and do it again. We've started this group very well. Tomorrow night is a really tough game for us, but we've had a great start to the group.
Θα ήθελα να πω ότι προφανώς τα 2 τελευταία χρόνια η ευρωπαϊκή μας πορεία ήταν πάρα πολύ καλή. Φυσικά δεν έχουμε τη σταθερότητα ομάδων όπως ο Ολυμπιακός, ο οποίος έχει μια συνεχή παρουσία μέσω και των αποτελεσμάτων που φέρνει στην Ελλάδα στις ευρωπαϊκές διοργανώσεις. Ναι, έχουμε συμμετάσχει σε έναν ημιτελικό, συμμετείχαμε και σε ένα τελικό που κερδίσαμε. Ελπίζω να έχω την τύχη με το μέρος μου και γιατί όχι να κερδίσουμε το τρόπαιο. Σε κάθε περίπτωση, για να μιλήσω για τον αύριο αγώνα, θα είναι ένας δύσκολος αγώνας, ένας πολύ όμορφος αγώνας, τον οποίο ευελπιστώ να κερδίσουμε.
Hi, David.
Hi there.
You mentioned Celtic Rangers and Celtic Juventus. Is it actually the people that make the atmosphere? Is it having working class people that are grounded in football? Is that really what gives the atmosphere more than just the culture?
Yeah, I do believe the culture of the city, you know, the people are always the reason why you get big atmospheres, and you know. But what we've got to remember is football is a game. You know, and we're seeing so many things happening throughout the world just now. So just remember, we're all here to enjoy a game of football. Support your team really passionate, because the players thrive on it as well. Our players do as well. So we really just want to see supporters enjoying it. Great that we get full stadiums. Great that we get great atmospheres. Part of the game. That's why when you're a young boy, you want to play at the top level. You want to be involved in these sort of games.
Στο ερώτημα που έγινε αναφορικά με τις έντονες και όμορφες ατμόσφαιρες που έχει βιώσει είτε σε έναν αγώνα Celtic vs Rangers είτε σε έναν αγώνα Celtic μεταξύ της Juventus, οι άνθρωποι είναι εκείνοι, οι υποστηρικτές, οι οπαδοί είναι που κάνουν αυτή την πολύ όμορφη ατμόσφαιρα. Η κουλτούρα των ανθρώπων είναι που κάνει αυτή την ομορφιά του παιχνιδιού. Ξαναλέω, είμαστε εδώ για να παίξουμε ένα παιχνίδι. Το ποδόσφαιρο είναι ένα παιχνίδι. Οπότε μου αρέσει να βλέπω οπαδούς οι οποίοι υποστηρίζουν το παιχνίδι, υποστηρίζουν την ομάδα τους και είναι πολύ όμορφο να λέω γενικώς είτε στην Ευρώπη είτε εντός κάθε χώρας γεμάτα στάδια.
And just very quickly, a procedural one. Newcastle, in the Champions League, they started their presser late, and UEFA had a bit of a chat with them. Are you expecting UEFA to get in touch about something similar?
With us?
Yeah, just 'cause it started a bit late.
I can answer that one. The cut-off was 8 p.m. for the deadline, but they asked us to extend it. We did give them a caveat saying that we could be late, so it's probably more one for UEFA than the club to answer.
Thank you.
Σε ό,τι έχει να κάνει με κάποιες συζητήσεις αναφορικά με την UEFA, δεν μπορώ να απαντήσω ο προπονητής. Η απάντηση είναι ότι θα δώσει στο κλαμπ σχετικές απαντήσεις όσον αφορά το μέλλον της εργασίας με την UEFA και κάποια άλλα διοικητικά ζητήματα.
Hi, Dave. It's a follow-up to the question about the atmosphere. When a stadium is so intense and you're trying to communicate with the players and they can't hear you, how tough is that as a manager? Because I remember the game against Brighton, we had to give a note to Jared. So I'm half wondering if get the pen out tomorrow.
Yeah, I think as I'm getting older, that my voice is going as well, and you can hear the hoarseness. But look, it is. I think that you have to nearly just accept it. You know, your information is very difficult, or you try and pass it on maybe through the nearest player to get to the players. But you know, in big atmosphere, noisy atmospheres, it's very, very difficult.
Ξανά ένα ερώτημα αναφορικά με την ατμόσφαιρα εντός του γηπέδου και το ερώτημα είναι πώς καταφέρουν να ακούνε οι παίκτες τις οδηγίες που δίνει. Προφανώς λέει και ο ίδιος ότι ίσως και η φωνή μου έχει λίγο χαθεί και λόγω ηλικίας δεν μπορώ να φωνάξω. Αυτό που κάνουμε είναι ότι με τον παίκτη που είναι πιο κοντά μας ουσιαστικά μεταφέρουμε την πληροφορία, η οποία στη συνέχεια ο οποίος παίκτης μετά θα τη μεταφέρει στους υπόλοιπους συμπαίκτες του.
Last for me, David. You spoke about your future last Friday and your intention to stay, of course. And I know you don't use social media, but it's caused a lot of debate among West Ham fans and social media. So my question to you is, having won the Conference League, having transformed the club, set great records, does it surprise you that people still doubt your managerial ability?
I think in this role you're always going to be questioned if results. I think we've had a great run. I think I've said before, I think West Ham are probably one of the best periods at the moment in time. And you know, people are entitled to their opinion. I don't do social media, you know, partly for the reasons probably that you've just told me that question. Because you want to keep positive, you want to stay strong and keep doing the right things and not listening to outside noises. And I try not to listen to outside noises.
Σε ό,τι έχει να κάνει με τα σχόλια που γίνονται κατά καιρούς στα social media αναφορικά με τον ρόλο μου και τη θέση μου στην ομάδα. Η ομάδα έχει μεταμορφωθεί σίγουρα. Σε κάθε περίπτωση, εγώ δεν θα μπω στη διαδικασία να ακούω όλο αυτό τον θόρυβο, όλες αυτές τις συζητήσεις που γίνονται γύρω από τα διάφορα σχόλια στα μέσα κοινωνικής δικτύωσης. Κάθε άνθρωπος έχει δικαίωμα προφανώς να έχει την άποψή του. Μπορεί να αμφισβητήσει την δική μου ικανότητα να προπονώ την ομάδα, αλλά αυτό δεν με αφορά. Κλείνω τα αυτιά μου, συνεχίζω ως προπονητής να προπονώ με τον απαραίτητο επαγγελματισμό την ομάδα.
Okay, last one now at the back. Thank you.
Ήθελα να ρωτήσω welcome to Greece.
Thank you.
Αν έχει μιλήσει με τον Ντίνο Μαυροπάνο για τον Ολυμπιακό και αν θεωρεί, αν ξέρει καλά τον Ποντένσε που είχε παίξει στην Αγγλία με τη Wolves τα τελευταία χρόνια ή ξεχωρίζει και κάποιον άλλο παίκτη του Ολυμπιακού, αν το έχει κάνει εντύπωση κάποιος παίκτης του Ολυμπιακού εκτός από τον Ποντένσε.
So, welcome, coach. My question is, have you talked with Dinos Mavropanos about tomorrow's game and Olympiacos in particular? And probably, do you have any discussions about Podense, who used to play with Wolves? And or is there any other player that you will focus on for Olympiacos tomorrow?
Yes, we have spoke with Dinos about Olympiacos. And we know Podence very well from his time at Wolves. So we're well aware of him. We probably have more knowledge of Podence than maybe even Dinos, because we've played against him in quite a bit in recent seasons. He done very well for Wolves. I thought he played very well at his time there. So yeah, we've done as much work as we can. We understand what we can. We have 2 games now, one away from home against Olympiacos, then next 2 weeks' time we come to London Stadium. So we'll get to know each other quite well over those 2 games.
Σε σχέση με το ερώτημα που είπατε, είναι προφανώς και